Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis 4 with Genoa. We're going for a custom achievement. We call that Honest Competition. I still hope that that's not the name of a real achievement. And there's a bunch of rules about it. Essentially boiling down to don't do any overseas trade, don't deal with colonization, all that, don't go into overseas trade nodes, and keep Genoa afloat as the most powerful trade node in the world, which it's not, and we're not winning. Not in fact winning at this point. After 1500. So before 1500 it's fine that we're currently not doing better than the English Channel, but after 1500 we need to be better, and we are not. Now right now most of the money in the English Channel here at least comes from, well, the English Channel itself and Champagne. But that's gonna have more and more of a colonizer impact once the colonization actually happens. We, on the other hand, can't use that. We need to get our money from elsewhere. We need to make sure we grab the money from Tunis, which we're not at all. We need to grab the money from Ragusa, which we're doing a little bit of, but not too much. And obviously we need to grab all the money from over here, culminating in grabbing the Master of India achievement for finalizing the campaign. It is quite possible that we end up being in 1500 and we don't have the money to go on, or that we end up losing quite quickly after that. But for now, we're still okay. And we have been expanding nicely and all that. And we have a bunch of land over here that we can core as soon as we have the money to take the institution. Because we don't want the local autonomy to go down here right now. Well, in Constantinople, apparently I already have a state. Forgot that I did that, but we have places which we didn't state yet. Which is where? Wait. Didn't I specifically not state things? I mean, I have states I can make. It's just northern Greece, eh? Maybe I just did it for this. I thought I did it for more. That explains a lot. Anyway, the reason I'm not stating is that I want autonomy to be at the floor for as long as possible here. Well, until we can take the institution, that is. Now, Peter pointed out a couple of things. So Peter. One is there's apparently a place somewhere next to a province of mine that might not be owned by any of my major enemies. Not, oh, next to Sayo, right? This place here. It's owned by the Knights. That does answer that question. The Knights are allied only to Cyprus, and they're no longer in our trade company because they're two province minor now. Well, that's interesting. We could fabricate on the Kniggets here. And I mean, yes, Cyprus is now a trade company, which makes it a little more unfortunate if we were to declare war here. Also, the Ottomans are defending them because they want us, right? So we're probably not going to go to war with the Knights right now. But it's an option we should keep in mind. We spent essentially all of last episode. Well, we did other things too, but we kind of were waiting for an opening to attack somebody. And I still don't know who that's going to be. We've planes on a bunch of people, but we're warned for another 9 years or so. So we can't attack anybody bordering Mr. O. Unless Mr. O gets himself into a problematic situation. I believe the plan was to hoard money until we can grab the institution, and then afterwards use our money to grow our army, which can then help us do more of these wars. We also have a nice half-price advisor lying around that I'm just not hiring right now because of the, well, the institution. Let's get that done. Heresy on Corsica, eh? Local unrest, taxes, pretty bad, or I lose 30 dip. Normally I would probably go for the heresy. Because I don't super care about Corsica, I don't think. But I'm overflowing on dips, so it's probably cheaper to do the dip thing. Maybe. Trade conflict against Venice and Hungary. What did you do, Venice? Aren't we allied? How did I just gain? I mean, that must mean that they are currently embargoing me, right? If I get trade conflict casus belli? No, just Milan. I don't know. I do not, in fact, know. And they're gone again. Not sure what happened there. Where I got that trade conflict for a Mo. I thought that was bound to embargoing, but maybe that's just wrong. Here we go. No reason not to pick up the institution, I don't think. Not gonna wait for Genoa or Constantinople to catch up. Not at all interested in that. Our average autonomy is gonna go down. It's not even average, it's just our autonomy is gonna go down. And therefore this will become more expensive. So let's not do this, let's just spend all our money, grab the institution. That immediately allows us to grab at least a level of tech here and here. And then we're gonna look at building a marketplace soonish if we can. Let's also swap our units here. I don't think we have any useful modifiers to combat, right? Nothing in here. Trade efficiency, interest, naval maintenance, no. So we should be looking for very defensive units. I've talked about this before, but defensive units are good. Units with defensive pips are better if you think that you have less combat modifiers than your opponents, and offensive ones if you have more than your opponents. So I'm going to look at these man-at-arms because they're the most defensive pips, so we can counter enemy bonuses. I can refuse this offer, I think. Spy by construction is not that horrible, but maybe let's take it. We don't need the prestige. And that actually seems fine. Speaking of prestige, well, say speaking of, currently heavily controlled by the guilds. Which do what again? Goods produced, less manpower, cheaper construction. I mean, that seems fine enough. I do want the traders eventually. I don't like that we're this heavy on the guilds here. I could spend dip to change this around. It's quite expensive. And it's not like it's super important yet. Probably want to swim with the guilds when we have we get closer to 1500, so we can keep that trade high, powerful. What did I say? A point of tradition is 33 points of power. 33 monarch points, so this is 166 repeating points. So losing 50 dips just much better. But here we gain 15 traders influence. Yeah, but that's only a click of 10, 15 dip. So this is just better. Yeah, we're gonna have to go for the integrity there. Oops, what did I press? E. Trade conflict again. Why? Why are you threatening my trade? What are you doing? I don't see you embargoing me. Not sure. Maybe it's some sort of trade company thing. I mean trade, what are they called? League? I think it's a trade league, right? Now we're accumulating money, good. That money we're going to turn around and turn into men that we can then use to beat up people with. These rebels are probably going to rise up in Constantinople, so I should have turned off this fort a while ago. We must be ready to travel there in case we don't have the rebels rise in Arta. I don't know how the timing on this works. We get, on the monthly tick, we get garrison, but we also get a chance to have these rebels. If they happen on the same month, which they didn't, so it's fine, we might run into a problem with garrison not being there to defend the fort and the fort being taken in 1 month, which would be horrifying, obviously. Okay, spy network on the Horde. These are all Gabari provinces. Another thing that Peter pointed out in the comments section is that maybe I should have taken Byzantium as my vassal because of the cores that they have, also because of the fact that it would eat less into our admin and we'd immediately get that trade and all that. And that's a very good reason, especially the cores is something I didn't consider. We should be looking more at that. We do have very low number of diplo relations, which makes it difficult to run a bunch of vassals, but I do want to, and we definitely want to go do that when we expand here. So we might be going for influence ideas, which I haven't done in a while. I haven't done a vassal heavy game in a while. Now in India, I believe we need to own all that Indian land for Master of India fully. But where are those Greek separatists on Lesbos and Scio? Lesbo can't suppress there, can I? No. I'm not going to suppress at all. It'll be fine. Now, re-election. So our relative is garbage once again. Could keep Gianpiero Grimaldi di Busca, which at age 50 we can probably do. Yeah, we need that admin anyway. If I were to grab Pantaleone Promontorio, the guilds would gain more influence, which I'm really not super into right now. Yeah, let's keep him. Get lucky. Yeah, we got dip. It's fine. We want dip tech too. It's not like that's bad. It's just that we're so behind on admin that it would be nice to not be that behind. It'd also be nice if these Byzantine separatists popped, just so we got rid of them. There we go. But not nice enough that I was willing to provoke them here. Also, they popped in Constantinople, which is... I mean, we counted on it somewhat, but it's still not great. Because we're gonna have to do a landing. I wonder if I have time and money to go slightly high on the cogs. Time is money, isn't it? But a full year? That seems a long time. So the reason I'm considering this at all is that we're now gonna have to do a naval landing. But we are attacking onto a fort that we own. Which should mean that we do not get a penalty for attacking those rebels, even though we're landing. So normally we get a huge, I think it's a -2 penalty from attacking straight from our boats. But I believe because we have the fort, we are considered as the defenders. Yeah, we don't get any penalty. So we do get to munch on those rebels. Not munch as much as I would like. And we got hurt a lot. We did deal with them. My voice rose a bit there because I noticed a slight issue. If we had lost that battle, our boys wouldn't have been able to run. Because we don't have any adjacent land that they can run to. We didn't have military access to the Ottomans. And we can't get it. They don't like us much. So we would have just gotten sack wiped there by rebels of all people. So that would have been not great. Didn't happen though. So we're fine. Now, go up in army size, I think. We do have the money. Yeah, let's go. We don't have the men. Didn't realize we were that low on men. Honestly, then let's cancel at least one of these. Because we also need to reinforce those armies. I should probably cancel all of these, honestly. Didn't realize our manpower situation was that dire. Yeah, let's bring them back Okay, I mean, we have the minus 10% from the guilds, but still. Did not think it would be this bad. Let's get that forward offline. And consider what that means for us. Having no manpower. It definitely means I want to swap away from those guilds. But it also makes further warring an issue. Achaean separatists and Achaia and Corinth. And we have rebel issues anyway. But I don't know that I can afford to just sit home and consolidate my power. Speak of consolidating my power, you should be a state. And you should be court. And we should probably grab the advisor now. Where's my half price super cheap guy? There, unrest -2, 0.55 ducats. Excellent. Excellent person. It's not a missionary, which I would like to, but do I want this? I think I do. Yeah, -5 institution spread is essentially nothing. And this will help us convert it already. I mean, look, it cut this in half. Not that 100 a month is an option, but it cut the time in half, so that's pretty huge. How do we get that conversion going? If I were to turn on edict, do we want to try and turn on edict and see what that does to the timer? Let's see. Let's see. We can do the math, right? We currently have 1% missionary strength here. It takes 100 a month. If we added the edict, we would have 2% missionary strength, which would then take 50 months, which is still too much time. So yeah, we really need some other modifier before we can go ham on the conversions. Would we be able to ask the Pope if we had the points? Does he have some sort of conversion button? He does not. Kind of odd. Wouldn't mind papal sanction of war, but we don't have a war, so... Plurep, mercantilism, it's all nice and stuff, but yeah. Probably gonna look for Holy War eventually. Maybe obviously the stat button. I do like the stat button. Speaking of stat button, let's spend and get the admin points. And if I'm not allowed to spend on my army anyway, I think I might as well start building something like a marketplace. No, I don't think I quite have the money. But where would I want to build? I mean, Genoa is a huge marketplace. So for our money, that's just ginormous. What it does not do is help us with getting Genoa more powerful. Constantinople wouldn't help much either. Or Azov, right? We really need the trade in the Ragusa nodes, so Athens. Or in Alexandria, where we don't have any land, so that doesn't really count. Or in Tunis, where we're not currently steering. So for steering purposes, Athens is the only real option we have. Okay. I mean, not good, but I mean, okay as in I understand. I think we have enough. I mean, not spying on anybody else anyway. Let's give it another quick war check, but I think we still can't. Oh, I can declare on you, but it does bring in the horde, right? I won't be able to declare on you because Mr. O would come in. Yep. And declaring on the horde would mean a lot of enemies. We don't have a lot of people. Maybe we have to sit for a while. I did say we want to go to war this episode, and I do want to. Absolutely do. Just don't quite see how. Ah, right, we also have all these Italians we want to punch. Especially you, Ferrara. And you. Both will bring in Naples, which is a problem for us at this point in time. No friends we can call to war. How? 5. If we had participated a bit in the war against the English, we might have gotten, or would have gotten, some extra favors from the French. But it would have cost us even more manpower, which we don't have. We're still in debt there. Okay, Temple in Genoa is pretty good. I think I'm still going to build that marketplace. 15 trade power is just nutty. I'm going to build that. Ah, we also need that mission, right? Where we have... What do we need? Do we need like 60% trade power in Genoa? Yeah. Oh no, it's province trade power at least 60. It's not 60%. I believe the marketplace counts for province trade power, right? Should. Certainly should. Quick check whether there's anybody that wants to be in my trade league. Not that that seems trivial to get people in there anymore. There's nobody even eligible. So that's all fine. Often, oh, we should sell some knowledge to France for sure. Should have done that immediately when I took things. Not that we spent too much time, but definitely gonna take those 3.12 ducats for a while. That's gonna be huge. Gain admin, yeah. Gain money. Oof. I don't like either of these buttons, obviously. 10 tradition is 300 monarch points and some. So that's pretty bad. Stability is only 100 monarch points. It does cost me admin, which I don't have. I'm gonna wait a monthly tick here so we have enough admin to immediately go back to 0 stab. Then I'm gonna say justice above all. Oh, and then I don't have the... Oh, because my unity is so bad. Yeah, really need to work on that. Now, trade companies would have done things. But I can't trade company any of this. Probably because it's a state. I assume if this wasn't a state, I could trade company it. But now that we already caught it and all, I... Tough choice. Tough choice. But in the future we need to work much more with trade companies. I don't think we can afford to have to convert everybody. Especially with the quality of conversion we have. Which is none. Wait, I need 203? I totally misread this. Our unity is utterly terrible. As is the lack of tradition. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna sit at -1 stab for a bit, which I really... If I had considered that, I would not have clicked that button. I would have gone for the 10 tradition loss. I didn't consider it would be this expensive. Normally my stab costs 100 mark points. Give or take some change. Not a billion. Could I please have a positive stab event? That would be very nice. Ooh, actually gaining some manpower. No, that's something at least. And yes, we can turn our papal points into money at some point. And to stab. But I think that costs 100, yeah. Very far away from. So how do we get that? I mean, I could just start converting, I guess. Maybe that's better than not doing anything at all. It's gonna cost me a bunch of money. Especially if I take a place that's worthwhile, like... I don't even know, can't do Constantinople. That would be huge. What's the biggest unity place we can actually do? Arta. Well, it's 144. Moria. So we spent about a 55 months spending a third of a ducat. That's impossible math, but probably costs us about 20 ducats. Which is not horrible. Yeah, I guess we do Moria, but I don't like it at all. If we can't grab any more modifiers, we certainly should. But yeah, we need that unity up. There's no way we can keep this going. And now it should take, yeah, 52 months. Math was approximately correct. It's gonna make these people very peeved. But, I mean, that's what we get that manpower back for, right? So we can punch them. Do I want these? I guess I do. Yeah, let's take another set of diptech here. Vile Pirates of Tlebken. Can I use my... I mean, we have sailors at the wazoo. Can I use you to protect my trade? To hunt pirates? I can. Now, where did we just get raided? I mean, the place we care for is this place, right? So let's protect this node. Could have checked where we actually have pirate. Oh, it's not pirates that we're worried about, though. We're worried about those raiders. Freaking Berbers. Okay. France took my money. Oh, gave me the money and then stopped, unfortunately. How do we get ahead here? How do we get that manpower flowing and that money flowing more? I mean, it's not that we're poor. Max of Austria is the new emperor. The thing is that marketplace, even though it's good in Constantinople, it doesn't do much for us at this point in time. So it's either Athens or the temple in our home, which we can't currently build. And these are good temples. So maybe that's... Yeah, let's build the Abenga temple then. Still a good temple. Even it's not utter nutty. Mission done. Genoese trade dominance. Good. Permanent claims and a bunch of stuff. I want it. Now, this is expand in Italy. This is get that tradition up. And be more powerful than our neighbors. Okay. It's not going to be easy. Go for Ferrara, go for Tunis. Conquers against everybody. To lighten those claims. Most of them are in Tunis, but that gives us an in to Africa because we now have these claims. Technically, we could now declare war on Tunis. Now, they're also bringing way more troops than we like. Would like none. They bring Morocco, and they have an actual fleet with a heavy. Galleys are pound for pound much better in the Mediterranean, but still, I don't have. They even have more galleys than I do, and the heavy is still powerful. It's just not as good as it might be. Okay, I think we're done with claims on the horde here. How do we get stuff to eat? Without a lot of issue. No, the Ottomans would defend the Knigets. Were they before? I'm not sure. Really want this war. Naples, could you please go to war against like the Ottomans or something? Yeah, you don't really have friends except for the people that I hate. We just might need a friend like France to... But our favor accumulation is super slow. Every 3 years. What other friends do we have? The Pope and Venice. Friends. The friend like Venice who needs enemies. Okay, Venice is 10 favors. We could call them into a war. Make use of their powerful navy. And I mean, they're 23,000 troops. Which is a lot. I'm not saying it's not a lot. Venice probably wants Ferrara. It does. It does not want Modena, but... Now if I were to set these two places as provinces of interest, could I then call Venice in? But even if I could, and I can, I don't think they will hand the land over to me. So we'd need to rush Ferrara if we wanted that to work. And then use Venice to deal with Ragusa and especially Naples. Which could work. They can't be, even if their navy doesn't cut it, they can't be blocked on their own island here unless enemies take control of Treviso. So I don't have to be super afraid of that. And... do you want Ragusa? You probably do, don't you? Yeah, it's just strategic interest. I might just put a claim on Ragusa as well and declare that war. Maybe. Right, I go here, I say Ragusa is mine. I don't know if they're going to give it to me with strategic interest, but they might. How is your naval might, Venice? Navies, allies, Venice, bringing 8 galleys. Tons of stuff. It's not bad. I'm feeling that a bit. Fortunately, I'm also feeling these freaking rebels. Which I don't want to leave alone. And especially if we have to go and rush for Ferrara here, then there's no way I can keep my troops here to take take care of the rebels. How bad is it? It's not great. It's not great. Orthodox zealots. It feels correct to try to go for this using Venice. But maybe the timing isn't right, or maybe the timing is just right to do it now rather than when these guys are more powerful. Ship you over now, do a quick rush for Ferrara itself. I assume Ferrara doesn't have tons of troops. Uh, 6,000 Ferraris infantry, 1,000 cav. So that's 7 people. And then we just need Venice to be there before Naples comes in. I think it's worth a try. These Achaean separatists might become a problem, but we have a fort defending both of the provinces. So it's not the end of the world. We can probably keep them for some time. These Orthodox people in Morea really don't like being converted, but again, there's a fort here. Yeah, I think it's time. Get use over here. And the hope is to not have to do a lot of fighting. Because we can't afford a lot of fighting, right? We don't have any money. But what are you doing? Not that, well, we also don't have any money, but what I meant was we don't have any of the this manpower. Also, we have rising corruption, and I can't stand that. It's at least rooted out in such a way that it drops a tiny bit. Why are we spending this? It's just the unity. Yeah, I guess expanding eastwards has a huge religious punishment with it. So that makes subjects even more interesting, right? Because then I don't have to deal with that unity issue. Yeah, pretty sure. I'm wondering if that means we need to take like religious ideas, which I totally don't want to do. It's a trade campaign, not a religion campaign. We can make a ton of trade companies and then not care about the unity. But that also means we can't use the land for anything other than trade. So we kind of need a big power base in Italy with all the Catholics, and then just use all the stuff all the way to India for trade purely. Maybe that's how we're gonna go about this. Not this episode though. I'm sorry, no war. Maybe next time. Hopefully next time. There's a plan, right? We attack here, Venice do all the legwork, and hope that that's enough. Until then, thank you folks for watching, and if you like what you're seeing, why don't you try hitting that like button? It's a great feeling. It's just, it feels so good. Oh, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and of course, anything you would like to say, you can say in that comment section. Thank you for watching. See you folks next time.